One guy invented two of the worst chemicals of the 20th century, same guy, back to back. First, he put lead in gasoline, then he invented the gas that opened a hole in the sky. His name was Thomas Midgley Jr., and honestly, the man had a gift for picking the wrong molecule. CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons, if that word sounds like it was designed by a committee, that's because it kind of was. But the molecule itself, beautifully simple, carbon, chlorine, fluorine, that's it. Three elements holding hands, minding their own business, zero drama at ground level, and that was the whole point. Before CFCs, your fridge ran on ammonia or sulfur dioxide, both of which can kill you if the line leaks. People actually died from fridge leaks in the 1920s, your fridge. The thing that keeps your leftovers cold, it could kill you in your sleep, so when Midgley showed off freon by breathing it in and blowing out a candle, the room went nuts. Here was a gas that wouldn't burn, wouldn't poison you, wouldn't react with anything, the perfect chemical, completely inert. Except it wasn't inert, it was patient. Here's what happens. A CFC molecule floats up through the atmosphere at ground level, nothing touches it. It doesn't react with rain, it doesn't break down in soil, it just rises. For years, decades, like a balloon released at a county fair, except the balloon is invisible, completely stable, and on its way to commit a crime. Until it hits the stratosphere where the sun's ultraviolet light is strong enough to crack it open, and when it cracks, it releases a chlorine atom. One single chlorine atom. Now that chlorine atom doesn't sit quietly, it grabs an oxygen from an ozone molecule, breaks it apart, lets go, and does it again. And again, and again, one chlorine atom can destroy 100,000 ozone molecules before anything stops it. I need you to sit with that number 100,000 from one atom. That is not a typo, that is a chain reaction. It's the single best example of catalysis you will ever hear about, and it's happening because of a gas we put in air conditioners. Two chemists saw this coming. Molina and Rowland wrote a paper, published it in Nature. It said these gases were going to eat the ozone layer. The chemical industry pushed back, same way they always do. They called the science uncertain. They funded their own studies. They lobbied Congress. Standard playbook, you could set your watch by it. 11 years later, Joe Farman's team found a hole in the ozone layer, right over the South Pole. Not a thin spot, a hole the kind where ultraviolet light pours through skin cancer, cataracts, dead plankton at the base of the food chain. DuPont had been making freon since the early 1930s. They knew the data was in their own files. They fought the science for over a decade after Molina and Rowland published. That is not a footnote, that is the math. But here's where this story goes somewhere. Most stories about the planet don't. The world actually fixed it. The Montreal Protocol was signed in 1987. It banned CFCs worldwide. Every country on Earth signed on, every single one. That has never happened before or since with any treaty about the planet. And it worked. The ozone layer is healing. The hole is closing. Scientists expect a full fix by the middle of this century. Crutzen, Molina, and Rowland won the Nobel Prize for proving the whole thing was real. I think about CFCs more than I probably should, not because they scare me, because they proved something. When the science is clear and the will is there, we can actually stop breaking things. One treaty, every country, real recovery. We pulled this off exactly once, and yes, I see that spiky thing next to Earth. That is not a CFC molecule. Chlorofluorocarbons are invisible gases, not cartoon pathogens. If you liked this, subscribe. We do one substance at a time here on Catalyst. Next one is already in the queue. Next time someone says countries never cooperate, send them this episode about chlorofluorocarbons.